In this recorded tutorial, we're going to take a 2D drawing and turn it into a 3D model. So at the moment we have a 2D drawing of a stage flat, and at the moment it's not on any discernible layers. So I think that's the first thing we should do, is make some new layers for the different parts of our drawing. So we'll make a new layer called stage flat, and we'll make one called dimensions, and we'll make one called 3D stage flat. And I'm going to change the colour of the dimensions layer to a red colour. Let's go for this one. And I'm going to change the colour of the 3D stage flat layer just so that we can see in the tutorial what's going on here. So I'm going to go for a blue, maybe a lighter blue, so you can see it. And we're going to make the stage flat the current layer for now, and close down the layer properties. So let's start putting some of these objects onto the correct layer. Let's select one of our dimensions and go to select similar, and that selects all of the linear dimensions, but we've also got an angle here that we need to pick up, and we're going to change these and put them into the dimensions layer, and then press escape to deselect. Next we need to pick up the 2D stage flat. So select a couple of those objects and go to select similar again to select them all. And once they're selected, let's select the stage flat layer, press escape, and that's everything that we've got in our drawing put into the correct layers. We can now turn off the dimensions layer because we don't need to see that. And let's go into the home position. Let's we'll make the 3D stage flat our current layer, and let's change our workspace to 3D modeling. Okay, so I'm going to show you a few ways to create the 3D objects. The first way is quite simple. We just go to the box tool and we're just going to trace over our 2D objects with a 3D box. So we're just going to do the 2D part first, and then we're going to go up and we're just going to type in 50, and that creates our timber. Okay, let's do that again. So let's go box tool, and we can just click in one corner, click in the opposite corner, pull up and type in 50. Now if you've already got 3D objects drawn and you're going to make the other 3D objects the same height, there's a quicker way of doing this. We can get the box tool, we can click in the bottom corner on one end, and then click in the opposite corner, and then click on the height of a known object, and it will take on that height. There's actually an even quicker way of doing it, which I'll show you now, and that is to select the box tool, select one corner, and then select the opposite top corner. So I'm just going to make sure you can see this. So I've selected the bottom corner, and then I'm going to select the top opposite diagonal corner. And you can see with those two clicks, it goes in. Okay, now then let's have a look at this from the top. This is looking good so far. Now we have these braces to put in, and the way we're going to do that is we're going to use the polyline tool, and we're just going to draw around our shape and create a 2D object, and we need to make sure it's closed, so I'm going to go right click close, and now I can actually use the extrude tool to extrude that object up by 50. And in AutoCAD, remember, once we've drawn one, we shouldn't need to draw it again. We can just use the mirror tool. So let's just type in mirror and select our object, press enter, and draw in our line of symmetry down there. And then we can do that one more time. Go right click, repeat mirror, and find our midpoint and mirror it across in that direction. Got one more object to put in here for our mid brace, and we're done. Let's go to conceptual and have a little look at this. Let's go to perspective, and there you can see we have our 3D stage flat. Okay, now then we can turn off our 2D stage flat. We don't need that anymore. Let's create another layer now, and we're going to call this canvas. And what we'll do is we'll create a canvas using a box on the bottom. So we're just going to zoom in. Always get close to your work when you're doing this kind of thing. We're just going to click on the bottom on one side, click on the bottom, the opposite corner, pull down and type in 10. Okay, now that canvas has gone in the negative value, and I'll just prove that. If I look at this from the left, let's go to 2D wireframe for this. You can now see that we're actually below 0. So I'm just going to select all of that and just move it up. Now in order to move it, I need to rotate my coordinates. So I just need to turn this to the left. Marvellous. Now I can move this up by 10 and everything is now back on the 0 plane. Let's go back to world coordinates. Let's look at this from the home position, and let's go to realistic, and you can see that we have our 3D stage flat complete. And in the next video tutorial we're going to add some materials to this and look at how we can render the image.